There's a lot of excitement around the team. Everybody I talk to, their default is that they're behind us, whether it's the media, it's the public, it's football fans, it's the Uber driver. They've all heard of us, and they all want to come along and watch a game. So we want to see that support. I think Go Media as an organisation are fantastic in supporting sport across Auckland, across New Zealand actually, but especially in Auckland. Mike at Go Media was one of the first people to reach out to us, and they came on board as an Auckland FC partner early doors. And then obviously this sponsorship of an iconic stadium for 4 years is a fantastic move on his behalf. It really does show that they support sport here, and they're behind us as a team, but everyone who plays here as well. We want to invest in our fan experience for all of our home games, and whatever assets are already here at the stadium are just going to lift that up. I think it's so much easier and more practical to work with digital screens. You can kind of swap things in and out, and what Mike's talking about and the vision that he has for the stadium is really creative, really innovative, and just moving the stadium forward. You've got to continue. You can't stand still. Certainly not when you want to deliver kind of world-class matchday experiences. Membership's really, really exciting. So what we've done there is we did a pre-sale. So you just put a deposit on a membership. You put your hand up and said, I want to have one. And then we've since launched publicly about a month ago. And we're well over the 2,000 mark, which for us, from a starting point of zero, is quite an exciting number to be at, right? It's not where we want to be at the start of the season. We want to be considerably beyond that. But for a country that doesn't really dive headfirst into memberships, I think that's a really good start. The other thing that we're doing with our membership side is we're working with all the local clubs. So if a club refers or gets one of their participants or members to sign up as an Auckland FC, the club actually gets a royalty back. So there's a kind of, it's showing that our partnership out there in the community isn't just words, it's actually about actions too, and we're creating a revenue stream for the clubs if they go on and sell our memberships on our behalf. So that's gone down really well with local football. Ticket side, can't tell you yet because we haven't got a fixture list, and as soon as we do, we'll be selling tickets for the games. But I want to see our first match, which is the 19th of October, sell out here at Mount Smart. And I think there's a real chance we can do that. There's a lot of excitement around the team. Everybody I talk to, their default is that they're behind us, whether it's the media, it's the public, it's football fans, it's the Uber driver. They've all heard of us, and they all want to come along and watch a game. So we want to see that support, and we want to see it here in the stadium. The other really exciting bit is we've got an official supporters club called the Port. Predominantly kind of guys and girls aged between sort of 18 and kind of 30, 35. But they want to take that southern stand there, fill it out, and bring the noise and the colour. And if they can do that from day one, that'd be really, really exciting.
You've also, you've got a lot of fans in Auckland and across the country that are supporting the Phoenix over the past 10 or 15 years. How difficult is it to sort of nudge in on their turf? Naturally,
they've been supporting the Phoenix because they've been the only team, and that's an incredible thing to do as a football fan here in New Zealand, just get behind your New Zealand team. They've now got options, right? We're doing everything we can to convince them to come over to our side, but it's up to them. And I'm sure it'll be some will stay with the Phoenix, and I think that's brilliant. I think that will just add to the rivalry of the derbies that we play both here and also down in Wellington too. Who knows, there could be some Wellington Phoenix fans down in Wellington that become Auckland fans.
Could you actually have a final played here? What's the format? And whoever gets to the top has the final.
So exactly. So it's about where you ended your position at the end of the season determines your either elimination or semi-final position, and then if we make a grand final as the number one, as the top of the team qualifying for it, there'll be a grand final here at Go Media Stadium. So with Bill, Bill is an amazing owner. He's the majority owner of the club, of course, and is really involved in a sort of like a very strategic way for us. So I'll speak to Bill at least once or twice a week. And he's just an amazing guy to get advice from. Obviously an incredibly successful businessman, but also has he's heavily involved in all the other teams as well. So AFC Bournemouth, and he's involved in their kind of whole player trading side of things, so he talks regularly with them and imparts that knowledge back to us, which is invaluable, right? That's one of the benefits of having a multi-club setup, is you can kind of not only tap into the resource of the owner piece, but also into the other clubs as well. And you just have to look at what he's done with Vegas Golden Knights and the success that he brought there. He literally took ice hockey to a desert and made it a massive success, and he did it by imparting embed yourself in the community, which is something that we're doing here. Create a great match day experience is what we want to do here at Go Media Stadium, and those things, and make sure you've got a good team that's competitive and ambitious on the pitch. Those things together, it's not rocket science, but you work on those, it leads to success. And then Anna and Ali locally, fantastic. They're so engaged that they've been introducing us to whether it be businesses and potential sponsors, they're fascinated about the whole player movement side of things, and they're really engaged, and they're great owners to have as well.
And are you in discussions with anybody else to come on board?
Yeah, there are some exciting announcements. There's none that I can make today, but we're going to bring in a couple more into the sort of wider ownership group. Certainly household Kiwi names around sport, some around football and some around other sports too. So yeah, I'll have more to update you on that.
NBR is offering a special July-only deal, $399 for a year's subscription. So you'll be able to find me on nbr.co.nz.